Hi everyone, this tutorial is on the harness that I made so I can carry around my DJ Sona board. I covered my dress form in plastic and painter's tape so I can draw on a pattern. If you don't have a dress form, you can do this on your own back if you have someone to help you. Then I pulled it off and I cut out my pattern. You only need half because it's going to be symmetrical. Then I put it on some very sturdy canvas fabric, and I made sure to have about 3 centimeters extra seam allowance in the middle back seam, because I decided that I wanted to be able to have that back piece in 2 pieces that I could take apart with some velcro. Then I put it on top of my purple spandex fabric that I used for my bodysuit, and I cut out 2 layers of that. I pinned 1 layer of canvas onto 1 layer of the spandex and then sew it all closed except for that middle seam. As you can see, I have 2 pieces and one is about 4 centimeters smaller than the other one. Then after I sew these together, I clip in the corners so I can lay it flat and pull it right side out. Then I pin close the seam allowance on the middle back seam, and I didn't film it, but I just sewed in a strip of velcro on both sides. I have the 2 pieces stuck together with the velcro, so I have 1 back piece, and I'm pinning several measuring tapes to the corners of my back piece and to my board so I can measure out how long my fish wire has to be. I have 2 connecting points on the outside of my board and 2 on the inside of my board, and I just measure how long each of these wires have to be. I put in some eyelets in the corners, but you can also sew it on or just cut in a little hole and make a knot. But I just connect my fish wire to the corners of my back piece, and I just use some painter's tape to mark how long that fish wire is going to end up being. And I use this little piece of tape to pin the fish wire to my board so I can see if I measured it correctly. With a little piece of masking tape on my fish wire pinned to my board, I can see how much I have left to make my knot. Then I just knot it together a bunch of times and then stick it on with some masking tape so it won't slide. Then I took a little piece of spare laminated sheet that I had left from the top layer in my last tutorial, and I glue it right in the spot where my fish wire is going to be glued down, just so the fish wire won't cut through the foam of the board. Then I just cover it all in some extra hot glue for good measure, and then I was able to wear my board. You just have to cover the bottom in some extra 2mm craft foam and it's pretty much done. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, you can subscribe to my channel. You can find more pictures of this costume on my Facebook and Instagram. And stay tuned for the next tutorial in this series.